what about somebody with misrepresentative for fraud and I-130? Would the virus make it better for the spouse to get through? Yes and no, because to get a hardship waiver, you have to show an unusual and exceptional hardship. I could see an argument that could be made that coronavirus is not an exceptional and unusual hardship because coronavirus affects everybody equally. I haven't given thought to the coronavirus angle to the hardship yet. But yeah, I would say that coronavirus as a general proposition affects everybody equally. So it would not be an unusual and exceptional hardship simply because it affects everybody the same. Now, perhaps individually, you have a specific issue as relates to coronavirus that may make you more susceptible. Maybe you're diabetic. Maybe you have hypertension. Those are the people who are more prone to actually die from coronavirus, especially if you're living in the United States with that additional medical problem that would make you more prone to die. And then you were forced to go live in another country with your husband because he wouldn't be able to come here, where presumably the medical care is not as good. Maybe there's an argument certainly to be made there. And then certainly not even that if you have it, but you're concerned you're going to have it. And then there's psychological and emotional issues that go with that as well. I have a friend who got married to a U.S. veteran who is on Medicaid and food stamps. Can he file for her? He can, but since he is on Medicaid and food stamps, that is 2 strikes against him. He is going to need to get a very good affidavit of support from a second person. And he's also going to have to show that his spouse is able to support herself without going on any sort of medical or government assistance. How do we know if we pass the interview or not? Please, after our Stokes interview, it's now been 4 months now. When do you think we will hear from the officer? The answer is, you know, when you pass the interview, when they send you an approval letter and you have a green card. Until then, you don't know. You just have no idea. The longer it takes, and I don't want to scare you, but the longer it takes to hear, the more likely it is that to get a denial than an approval. It's much easier to send an approval because it's a form letter. A denial, they actually have to sit down and type and list the reasons why you're denied. I filed my I-751 and N-400, and I got notification from USCIS that the cases are being reviewed and was transferred. My husband has been abusive verbally and mentally, and I've threatened my status lots of times. He has since threatened to go to the interview if called and make a scene. Is it too late to file a VAWA? It's not too late to file a VAWA, but what you can do is you can get a divorce from him and you can change the case to a waiver case and withdraw the N-400 because it's not worth becoming a citizen. Complete your I-751 and then refile your citizenship on the 5-year anniversary of you having your green card. That's how I would handle it. And I'd get this guy the hell out of your life. Brad, my husband is adjusting my son's status. Do I select the box that says I'm the principal applicant or derivative applicant? No, he's a principal applicant because he's doing a separate I-130 for your son. Because he's doing a separate I-130 for your son would be the principal applicant. Just so you know, for your edification, your son would be a derivative applicant if he's included on your I-130 and you're just filing a separate adjustment. Do I get any benefits like work permit in 4 to 6 months as a VAWA petitioner if spouse is a green card holder? If you file an adjustment application, you can if your priority date is current. If you don't file an adjustment, you are not getting a work permit for a long time. Question about my daughter. If I file February 2016 and her priority date is February 25th, 2016, when will she join me here? Thank you. Well, they're up to 2014 right now. So hopefully in about 2 more years, assuming that she is unmarried and over 21 and you're a permanent resident. That's what I'm assuming. My husband and I had our interview on April 8th, but it was canceled due to COVID. He has already received his work permit on April 26th. We separated and he doesn't seem to want to work things out. What happens now with the process of his immigration papers? Well, if he doesn't want to work things out and you're separated, he's not getting his green card. So, assuming you're the U.S. citizen and he's the one getting the green card, he's the one who's caused his own problems by not wanting to work things out. My spouse and I are waiting for a decision after the interview for 120 days today. Do you think the reason is our age gap, 10 years, And do you think mandamus is a good idea, or we should be patient? One, you should be patient. Two, I don't think 10 years is a major age gap. There's lots and lots of people in the world who date somebody 10, 12, 14, 15, get married to them years younger than them. So I don't think it's the age gap that is a problem. If you are 40 or 50-year age gap, yeah, different story. But 10 is no. What documents did I need to send and submit to USCIS to renew my work permit and my advanced parole? Just need to submit an I-765 for the work permit, the I-131 for the advanced parole, and proof that you have a pending adjustment, which would be the I-45 receipt notice or a copy of it. My kids, they did get their date for interview, but the embassy closed the week before they should go. They had all their documents prepared already. Is there going to be a problem with those documents concerning the dates? If the documents are more than 6 months old, yes. If the documents are less than 6 months old, no. Let's see when they get their interview. Will the National Visa Center continue to process a child filing for a parent, or will it halt until the ban is over? No, they're going to continue it. They just won't schedule for interviews, and the ban is 30 days in already. Hello, Brad. Can we ask a cancellation removal if we have received a letter of deportation? If you've been ordered deported, you can't get cancellation removal. If you got a notice to appear for deportation and you qualify for cancellation removal, you absolutely can. The qualifications for cancellation removal differ depending on whether you're a resident or a non-resident, and we can talk about that. But if you have a specific question, you can ask it more in the comments. I'm happy to answer it. And Linda Shaw with a pre-comment of the day. Come on down. The price is right to get a consultation with Spa and Bernstein. Uncle Brad, work with a dedicated team. If you would like to talk to Uncle Brad, nope, you can. Now you can. Call these numbers, Spa and Bernstein. It's one-stop shop, 1-800-529-5465. Thank you very much, Linda Shaw. Sunshine Girl Campbell, do you have to file taxes with your husband to receive your citizenship within the 3 years of marriage? The answer is yes. Diana Moore, when I called, they told me the office is not open and I have to call when the office. Brad, I want to have a one-on-one consultation with you. Diana Moore, our office is open 9 to 6. After that, every day, Monday through Friday on Eastern Standard Time. After the hours of 9 to 6, we have an answering service. Now, if you want to schedule a consultation with me, call now. We will answer your phone call now, and you can get on my list for tomorrow. Let's see. Another pre-comment of the day. Marge Higgs. Somebody told me about a t-shirt that reads, behind every nurse is a hard-working CNN. This is so true. That is very, very true. Thank you, Marge. Brahim Okafor. Hi. Removing conditions on my green card, and I will be filing for citizenship later. Will advanced premium tax healthcare affect me? No, it will not. Jay Mehta. Hi, Brad. I had my EB2 interview in February, but no reply yet. What can I do? I called USCIS customer service, spoke with an officer. They said to contact ombudsman. Is it right to contact them, or should I give them some time for reply? No, you can absolutely contact an ombudsman. You never know. An ombudsman is there to help you. It's something you can certainly reach out and try. It certainly won't hurt you. At this point, as I said, it won't hurt you. You're not going to do a mandamus yet, not at this moment, but hopefully maybe in the future if you don't get through. But yeah, contact an ombudsman. It doesn't hurt. My wife is a U.S. citizen. She filed for my son, and we already paid for the visa and affidavit. Is the suspension going to affect him? He's only 8. No, it will not, because it was a U.S. citizen filing for a child. All right, let's go over to YouTube and let's see what we got on YouTube. Tally with a pre-comment of the day. Welcome everyone on YouTube. Please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And of course, I'm going to add into that, give us a thumb up, turn that gray thumb blue. Geronimo also with a pre-comment of the day. The only woman Trump did not sleep with probably is my mother, because she is dead. Okay, boy. He's gotten around Donald Trump. Sydney Bursick, 29 Super C, hashtag Brad Bernstein daily updates on all things. By the way, Sydney Bursick, for those who don't know, is pizza on the 5485. Have you ever violated the terms or conditions of your non-immigrant status? I put no, but I overstayed my visa. So what do I say at the interview? Say, as soon as you sit down, I screwed up the form. I need to change it before I sit down and say something under oath that's not true. I did violate the terms of my non-immigrant status. I overstayed my time. So you can fix it at the time of the interview before you sit down. When renewing your EAD combo card, how many passport size photos do you need to send with the application form? I-131 asks for 2. I-765 asks for 2. Do you send 4 or 2? Well, I-131 asks for 2. I-765 asks for 2. That equals 4. 4. Kiki, my wife is Section 8, but my affidavit support earns more than enough to assist me. Can she still petition for me? She can. But Section 8 is government assistance. It is a double negative against you. You will need 2 positives to overcome that. So you need to talk to us. How long to get the combo card and Social Security number in the mail after you receive the approval notices of the EAD and app in the mail? It's usually 7 to 14 days behind, so it should be there shortly. Leslie Benoit, a friend of mine has an asylum case administratively closed. Can he still be eligible for a work permit? He's currently married to a U.S. citizen. Can he adjust his status without withdrawing the asylum? If it's administratively closed because he's in removal, he's got to do it before the immigration judge. He can't just randomly file the adjustment. So what he would need to do is file the I-130, get the I-130 approved, then go back and make a motion to recalendar the administratively closed removal case, get that reopened, and ask a judge for permission to adjust. So you won't be getting a work permit anytime soon, but eventually you will. I'm an LPR. I just applied for advanced premium tax credit through Obamacare. I sponsor my child under 21 case at NVC. Is it going to be a public charge? Should I cancel it? No, Obamacare is fine. I'm over 21. My mom filed for me a few years now. What category do I look at on the visa bulletin? Final action dates for family-sponsored preference cases or dates for filing family-sponsored visa? The final action means that you will be going to the U.S. Embassy for your visa appointment. Family-sponsored preference cases for filing family-sponsored visa, those are the ones where they say, okay, we're going to ready to process your case with the National Visa Center, or if you're in the United States, you're eligible to adjust, although not eligible for the green card yet. You got to wait for that final date to come in. So you're watching both. I will file my I-751 next month, but I just realized that my wife, 2018 and 19 W-2 still shows single, but IRS paperwork we filed has been married, filing jointly. Would status on our W-2 be a problem? It shouldn't be, as long as you filed a joint tax return. What happens with administrative processing? My husband has been placed there since December. That means they're delaying your husband. There's nothing you can do at this moment now because the embassies are closed. After they're reopened, let's see what we can do to help you. This me again. Can someone get his green card after receive Social Security and work permit and you get divorced before you have the green card interview? No, you can't. You got to be with your spouse all the way through the interview to get your green card. Hi, Brad. You answered my question yesterday about denials for I-45 and I-601 and my wife's adjustment of status. And you said to come in, but you are closed. So can I send you the both decisions? No, come in. When I say come in, call my office, get on my list, send the decision by email. I'll call you back. 1-800-529-5465. It's been 8 months since I filed my I-130 for my spouse overseas. She's 5 months pregnant. Is it possible to expedite the case due to pregnancy? No, it is not, unfortunately. By the way, if she gives birth to your child, you have to get your child a U.S. passport and prove you're a U.S. citizen, and also prove that you are living in the United States for 5 years in legal status after the age of 14. Just keep that in mind. Hello, Brad. I'm using food stamps and I have a 6-month-old baby. We're a U.S. citizen. Did it affect my NVC? My husband's, please help me. If you're using it for your baby, it does not affect you. If you're using it for yourself, it does. You don't use it, but okay for baby. I see you. That's the person's name. I see you. Hi, sir. My friend in USA, citizen, can he bring his wife on a visitor's visa and then apply for a green card? No, that would be a misrepresentation if you bring your wife on a visitor's visa for purposes of getting a green card. If you've been watching my show for any period of time, you would know the answer to that very well. I think you need a consultation. I heard the White House is planning to 60 days ban to be extended. Please, can you tell us what is the future of the 60-day ban? I'm a green card holder. My spouse is waiting for the interview from the NVC. Excuse me 1 second. I'll be right back. Excuse me. All right. Magic 8 Ball. Rupon. He wants to know what's in Donald Trump's mind. Will Donald Trump be extending the ban? Will the judge put an injunction on it? Will he be able to file for his wife? The answer to the third one, I don't need the magic 8 ball. Your wife will eventually get here. I promise you that. The ban will not last forever. But will it be extended? The magic 8 ball says doubtful. I go by what the magic 8 ball says. The magic 8 ball says doubtful. It says it's doubtful. I go magic 8 ball. It's doubtful that the ban will be extended. Magic 8 ball is generally right. It usually is. Kenny B. If a baby overstayed her B-1-2 visa by a year, if that child leaves, could she come back knowing she's a minor? No. Once you overstay on your visa, you violated it, whether minor or no minor. Let's go back to Facebook quickly for last couple of questions. Sashay Kens. Brad, we received the receipt notice from last October. You know how long they will respond and what's the next steps you think to be approved since he got misrepresentation for fraud? I don't know what case you're referring to, Sashay Kens, but certainly you need to get an I-130 approved. I don't know if you're doing an adjustment year back home and then you do 601 waiver. You're probably going to need some help at some point, but I'm not sure what exactly is going on with the case. Stargirl Mika, Brad, if you file VAWA before leaving, divorcing the abuser, will you need to notify USCIS once you do leave the U.S. citizen? No, you don't have to notify USCIS that you left the citizen, but you may want to notify USCIS that you moved and changed the addresses. Kanika Shawm MC. Hey, Brad, what options does a J-1 visa holder and her family have if they want to stay in the U.S.? So I don't know. You would have to call me, 1-800-529-5465. You're basically asking me, how do you get a green card? Hi, Brad. What happens to your fees if this visa suspension continues over the date the payments are made for an immigrant visa? Well, you're talking about my legal fees. We have a flat fee. So when you agree to do your case with us, we agree to do it on a flat fee, whether it takes us 2 hours, 10 hours, 100 hours, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, whatever it takes, we do it. So my fees are my fees, and you agree and you pay it. We're here. We finished the case. My EAD card got lost in the mail, already filed again, but the post office gave me a letter to show that they lost my EAD card. So how long going to take them to send another one? Months, unfortunately. Thank you, post office. What happens if a man filed taxes as a single because at the time he filed, the wife did not have a social security number? How do they handle this at the interview? You handle it before the interview. You go back and you make an amendment to your tax returns and amend your taxes and file them jointly. Shrikant Desai, is it a good idea to take my wife's 2-year baby, do an adjustment interview to prove our bond? I don't know what a baby, unless it's your baby, I don't know how that proves your bond. And if it's your baby and her baby, then you bring a birth certificate. My father filed an I-130 for an unmarried child over the 21. I got married. We did not tell USCIS. My father then became a citizen. Department of State wrote us to tell us I can enter through Cuban Haitian program. So my dad paid for my wife and children to enter under the program. Now USCIS denied the adjustment. Should I appeal? If you got married and you didn't know the government, and the government didn't tell you, then you committed a fraud. Whether or not you're eligible for a fraud waiver, we would need to speak with you. So give us a call at 1-800-529-5465. But you're not going to appeal because they rightfully denied you for the fraud. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.